Hello and welcome to another update video about AVAX. AVAX is currently in a support zone. It's between $24 and $26.90. The movement to the downside looks, corrective. At least we have 3 waves down only at the moment. Could still extend a little bit lower, even within the current micro support region. It's currently not clearly directly bullish. We only have a 3-wave rally to the upside, and therefore another low is still reasonable in terms of expectation. But hey, let's take a look at the 4-hour chart, or actually the daily chart first. One of the members asked me earlier, what would be the next sort of target to the upside, considering that we could have formed a wave 1 to the upside, and this is a wave 2 pullback. Where could a third wave get to? Where could a third wave get to? It does really depend on where the wave 2 will find a low. I mean, I'm assuming this here could be called a 1-2. Now, it could also be an AB. We don't know that yet, okay? But we have a possible 5-wave move up into the March highs. We have a corrective pullback into a support area. We're holding $13.40 so far. And as long as we're holding that important support level at $13.40, further upside can be watched for. Now, again, if it's a 1, 2, 3 or an ABC, we will only know that after this rally has topped the next one. Well, if there is one, which I assume as long as we're holding $13.40, that's an important pivot. And then if the market can hold support for a possible wave 4. So there will be a support level that will distinguish between the two. But even if we just, take it slowly and say, okay, we had a wave 1 to the upside or an A wave, let's say it makes one more low, just so we have a conservative outlook, and it might reach 1880 in the support zone down here. Then the very first key target to the upside is going to be 145, which is also pretty much where that November 2021 high was located. But if it's really a third wave rally here that's unfolding, we should see it minimally, but I wouldn't necessarily trade for that. I mean, if it gets there, fair enough. But if we see any parabolic move, then I would take some off or move the stop up and then just try to stay in that trend as long as possible. Not say, oh, I won't take profits before it gets to 235. But actually, if it's a third wave, we should expect it to get to the 1.38 extension at $315. Now, don't get me wrong, that's not my call. This is a mathematical projection. I would first want to see how the market reacts to 145. Yeah, I would want to see that first, because as I said, this would be an ABC. And could just get to 145, that's it, because that's the 100% extension. But it depends on how the microstructure looks. So it's too early to say, but to answer that question, we've got 145. There's a reasonable, let's say, target that's also a little higher, 235, maybe even 315 if things are favorable, even though I wouldn't want to commit to that, okay? So it's all about the condition anyway, that we're holding the $13.40 level. Now let's go to the 4-hour chart. Again, we have a 5-wave move up into the March highs, a corrective pullback. Could we have bottomed already on the 5th of July? Yep, I mean, possible. The thing is, the ideal target to the downside, we have a support zone between $24 and $13.40, absolutely. But then we have a microstructure where we say, okay, we have an A, B, C. Yep, that could have bottomed. But we can also make a case for a WXY structure where it might need one more low, and could then target 1880, because that's the 100% extension of the initial move down in this correction. That gives us normally ideal targets for such a correction. So it missed that. It doesn't mean it has to get there. It's all about, okay, if we don't get there, it fell a little bit short of reaching ideal targets. So it might very well stretch a little bit further to the downside. Yeah. So one more low is possible, especially given the fact that AVAX only rallied in 3 waves up. This here is, to me, a 3-wave move up. Now, there is no way, I mean, okay, you can count 5 waves, but I would actually argue that if you do that, the third wave would be the shortest, which is not valid. It would be. Third wave would be the shortest. You cannot count this as a 5-wave move. In any 5-wave move, the third wave can never be the shortest. So, but I can call it 5 waves in a C wave in wave 1. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Or Well, it would be an ABC in wave 1. The problem is this is not clearly bullish, because any 3-wave rally isn't clearly bullish. It could be, but then it needs to hold $24, which means, in other words, as long as we're holding the $24 level, the white count has a chance, but we don't have probabilities necessarily on our side, because a 3-wave move up doesn't really give us clarity. That's the thing. But if we get a break above the last high, which formed here at around $29.60, I think it would increase probabilities that we've bottomed already in wave 2 in the white count, and a break above the $33 level then would confirm this further. That would fully invalidate here this B-wave rally. Okay, so again, and as long as we only have 3-wave rallies, it can be quite messy to determine what really the move is. But we have some clear parameters to watch. I mean, we can watch the $24 level for immediate support. That's the level that gives the white count a chance. Yeah, so hopefully that's clear. I think we talked about long-term targets, medium-term targets, and here in the short term, what the support levels are that really matter in the short term. Any break below $24, to answer that question as well, would likely send us down to 1880. That's the update about AVAX. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.